Romeo and Juliet. In the city of Verona, two warring families, the Montagues and the Capulets, lived in opposition. Yet despite their animosity, something extraordinary occurred when Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet met. They fell passionately in love. William Shakespeare's timeless tragedy Romeo and Juliet recounts this fateful romance that was written over 4 centuries ago, during the early 1590s. Romeo was a comely, ardent young man with Juliet being an exquisite and sagacious young woman. Despite the perils of their affair, they clandestinely tied the knot with aid from Friar Lawrence, an insightful and kindly clergyman. Yet, their joy was fleeting. A series of unfortunate circumstances and tragedies culminated in a bitter quarrel between the two families, eventually leading to disastrous consequences, multiple deaths from both sides. One of the primary reasons for hostility between the Montagues and Capulets was their diverging social standings. While the Montagues were affluent and held considerable influence in Verona, the Capulets belonged to a lower economic tier. This disparity sparked tensions that made it hard for Romeo and Juliet to reveal their love openly without consequence or retaliation from both families. Romeo and Juliet were unwavering in their quest to be together, no matter the risks or obstructions they faced. Even despite what could have been a fatal end, they would not allow anything to come between them, including death itself. When the family feud reached its climax, Romeo was banished from Verona for killing Juliet's cousin Tybalt. Meanwhile, Juliet was compelled by her parents to wed a wealthy nobleman named Paris. Desperate and in despair, she sought assistance from Friar Lawrence, who gave her an elixir that would make it appear as if she had passed away temporarily. Juliet was supposed to take a potion, appear deceased, and Friar Lawrence would transmit word of the arrangement to Romeo, encouraging him back to Verona. Alas, Romeo never received such letter, but instead got false news of Juliet's decease. Overcome with grief, Romeo decided to take his own life. He returned to Verona and, upon finding Juliet's lifeless body, poisoned himself. Juliet, upon waking up and finding Romeo's corpse next to her, also took her own life. The star-crossed lovers, Romeo and Juliet, laid down their lives to bring peace between the Montagues and Capulets. In honor of their unconditional love for one another, these two warring families were reconciled forevermore. Verona was transformed by this tender-hearted display of passion and emotion greater than any animosity or bigotry that had come before it. The story of Romeo and Juliet is a masterpiece that will be treasured by generations to come. Through romance, tragedy, and the strength of love, it serves as an eternal reminder of how hatred can lead to destruction while understanding, compassion, and forgiveness bring healing. From its powerful message to its timeless characters, this play is sure to remain a classic for years ahead.